Begin with an Eyewitness News investigation, and the allegations are truly disturbing. Brutal and deadly fight clubs operated by teenage inmates at Rikers. And perhaps even more alarming, several corrections officers are accused of turning a blind eye and even approving. Eyewitness News has uncovered evidence that the violence has existed for years. Investigative reporter Sarah Wallace is here now with much more on the story. Sarah.
Well, Liz and Bill, you are about to hear from inmates in their own words, some in person, others in interviews we obtained conducted by the intelligence unit of the city's correction department. The interviews finally took place after the death last fall of Christopher Robinson. Had officials taken steps earlier, maybe Robinson would be alive today.
My right socket was broken. I was badly hit on my jaw, had bruises on my ribs.
Alcides Polanco claims he was beaten here at RNDC, the adolescent jail on Rikers Island, last fall. The 19-year-old says other inmates viciously assaulted him because he refused to follow the house rules.
Everything that's yours, they're taking it, like commissary, everything.
If you're not with it.
If you're not with it.
He believes he got off lucky. A month later, Polanco's friend, Christopher Robinson, was beaten to death in the same housing unit because he allegedly refused to comply with inmate extortion.
None of this should have happened.
And then he got killed a month later.
That's crazy. He got killed a month later. And they said that could have been me.
2 days after Robinson's murder, the Correction Department's intelligence unit conducted interviews with nearly 270 adolescent inmates. We obtained summaries of those interviews. This 18-year-old was one of those questioned about assaults.
They grab you so you cannot move, and then they hit you in your ribs.
They hit you in your ribs?
Yeah.
He and others paint a frightening Lord of the Flies portrait of widespread inmate extortion rings terrorizing others in a structured hierarchy. With it means with the extortion. If you are, you move up to what's called a day room N-word, who distracts correction officers while the team carries out an assault. A promotion to a pop-off dummy and then a rock and rank means you get privileges like using the telephone. At the team level, you are responsible for enforcing the rules against other inmates in honor of the crib, who controls the housing area. What were your rules?
My rules was to ask them to do everything, to use the phone, to watch TV, to leave my cell.
18-year-old Jimmy Jarina says he refused to be with it and suffered the consequences.
They jumped me, they bruised my arms. I had knots in my head. It was crazy. Like, the COs don't do nothing about it. They just sit there and let it happen.
The correction officers just let it happen.
Yes.
In these interviews, inmates say the with-it system exists in every housing area. All houses have a team structure and staff knows about it. I was asked if I was with it. When I said no, I was hit in the face by the pop-off dummy.
Some young people described it as gladiator school.
Mishi Faruqi says she felt a sickening sense of deja vu when she learned of these interviews by the Correction Department. She and other independent juvenile experts had questioned 50 adolescent inmates back in late 2006 and then met with correction officials. So at least a year and a half before Christopher Robinson died, you had flagged them that this was a systemic problem.
Yes.
They dropped the ball?
Yes, I would say that.
The city is now facing a growing number of lawsuits.
The cost to the city and the taxpayer of these assaults, of the medical care for every broken jaw and every broken nose are staggering.
Were you scared?
Yes, I thought I was going to die.
And although the Correction Department claims it has made a number of safety improvements in the wake of Robinson's death, Jimmy Jarina says he was beaten up after the teen's murder.
I don't see it changing at all.
If they're seeing people dying of this situation and it's still other people still getting hurt behind that situation, like, they don't care.
The Correction Commissioner declined an interview, but the department emphasized it has taken a number of actions to improve safety, including having the intelligence unit investigate every fight that results in a serious injury. And they note Robinson's was the first homicide in 4 years. If you have any information about this or any other investigative story, call our tip line at 877-TIP-NEWS, or you can email us directly at the.investigators@abc.com.